Welcome to Key Tech. Please describe this channel if you are interested in today's video. The United States has great advantages in the field of communication technology. Because it dominates the 4G network, the United States has enjoyed the dividends in the Internet industry and has achieved many world-class Internet companies such as Amazon, Apple, and Google. But when it comes to the 5G network, the United States has lost the opportunity to take the lead. Therefore, the United States took the lead in deploying 6G, and is expected to use Musk's Starlink satellites to stabilize the integrated layout of 6G space and ground. However, China suddenly showed its secret weapon, which happened to restrain the Starlink satellites. Some foreign media said that Musk's heart was broken. The US frequently takes action against Huawei, trying to get US operators to dismantle Huawei equipment and persuade other countries to give up 5G cooperation with Huawei. The purpose of the United States is very obvious, that is, to dominate the 5G network again, and avoid shaking the position of the United States due to the leadership of Huawei and other Chinese companies. But no matter how hard the United States works, Huawei has the world's largest number of 5G essential patents, and China has built the world's largest number of 5G base stations. Various industries in China have begun to popularize 5G application technology, but the construction of 5G in the United States can be described as hard to describe. Operators are caught in the dilemma of dismantling Huawei equipment. The subsidies provided by the United States are not enough. Dismantling equipment is a huge burden, and not dismantling equipment does not meet the requirements of the United States. After going back and forth, there has been no breakthrough in 5G in the United States so far. The United States, which is so ambitious, did not focus on 5G research and development, but focused on 6G. In fact, the United States has a huge advantage in deploying a 6G network, because Musk's Starlink satellites can provide space-ground integrated satellite communications. Using the low Earth orbit resources of Starlink satellites and the cumulative launch of 42,000 satellites in the future, once Starlink plans to complete all deployments, it will be the moment for the vigorous development of 6G in the United States. Although Starlink satellites have not yet achieved the launch of all satellites, they have already played a huge role. Provide small-scale satellite internet services around the world, and even provide satellite communication guarantee for Ukraine, which is used in the military field. Judging from the layout of Starlink satellites, the United States is expected to take the lead in 6G. Is China hopeless in 6G? Once the 6G network era is dominated by the United States, it will definitely hinder the 6G deployment of other countries and suppress the 6G localization technology of other countries. However, it is not so easy for the United States to achieve this, because China showed its secret weapon and unveiled the SLC-18 space radar at the Zhuhai Air Show last year. It is understood that the biggest role of the SLC-18 space radar is to monitor and track low-orbit satellites in real time and to perform space target monitoring tasks. For Starlink satellites, monitoring operations can be implemented well, and the trajectory of satellites can be analyzed and predicted. Once abnormal behavior of the satellite is found, actions can be taken in time. The role of Starlink satellites in the military and civilian fields is huge, especially in the disputes between Russia and Ukraine, which makes people have to guard against. With the SLC-18 space radar, the threat posed by the Starlink satellites is reduced. Some foreign media said that Musk's heart is broken, and the role of Starlink satellites in certain application scenarios will be greatly reduced in the future. Of course, if Musk can keep the Starlink satellites safe and sound, and do not cooperate with the actions of the United States to appear in specific scenarios, he will not interfere too much with the Starlink satellites. Otherwise, with the support of the SLC-18 space radar secret weapon, the Starlink satellites will have nothing to hide. In the military field, SLC-18 space radar restricts Starlink satellites. So how to participate in the competition in terms of 6G network development? In fact, China's 6G is not hopeless. The strength of China's aerospace technology is obvious to all. China has its own Beidou satellite navigation system. Huawei has implemented satellite communication functions based on Beidou, which has verified the communication technology strength of Beidou satellites. It is believed that in the 6G commercial period, Beidou can also provide the necessary satellite signal guarantee. In addition, China also has its own private satellite company, which is vigorously deploying satellite communication technology, such as Geely's Spacetime Daoyu. After Meizu was acquired by Geely's Xingji Times, it will be able to use the satellite communication technology of Spacetime Daoyu. At the Meizu mobile phone conference at the end of March, it brought a multi-mode satellite communication chip called Meizu Qianwen S1. This chip supports two-way sending and receiving satellite messages, and can customize long text and voice. This technology already has the rudimentary form of a 6G network, and the commercial 6G network around 2030 will support satellite news, which will become the norm in the industry. Now domestic Huawei and Meizu have used satellite communication technology, which shows that China has the ability to compete with the United States. The United States has Starlink satellites, and China has Beidou satellites. Moreover, China has a greater advantage than the United States in developing 6G, because China has already laid a solid foundation for 5G network construction. The development of any network era is iterative advancement, and it is impossible for the United States to bypass 5G and enter the 6G era. In other words, the United States still needs to spend more time on 5G, while China has already taken the lead. If you agree with the point of view of this video, please like it. Welcome to Forward, leave a message and share.